Dragon Age the Veilguard. I didn't even know that this thing existed at this point in time, but I heard about it from a friend of mine who talked to me about Dragon Age and explained to me some of the stuff that went on in it. So I had to figure out what was going on with this absolutely horrific garbage fest of a show, or not show, a video game called Dragon Age the Veilguard. So this is an article from Geeks and Gamers. I'm going to read through it just a little bit here and there so that we can get a good look at what's going on in this story. Dragon Age the Veilguard looks like it'll be more woke than anyone imagined it would be. There were already confirmed instances of identity politics at play, like the ability to choose pronouns separate of gender, as well as the weird design of a character called Tash, whom many thought was transcoded or queer-coded or whatever the heck that means. Whatever the heck in stuff that used to be fun. And as much as this stuff has become prolific in video games and other forms of entertainment, it's easy to say that people are reading too much into it and insulting the looks of an animated video game character who has feelings, you know, in the way that coding is the perfect cover for this kind of propaganda. But the developers behind Dragon Age the Veilguard couldn't stop there. They went a whole hog into making their game as woke as possible, vindicating everyone who saw the writing on the wall. You know the character Tash, the one people were saying looked like a trans stand-in? Well, Tash flat out declares pronouns non-binary. In the game, look at these screenshots from Twitch streamer, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Nur, who goes by God Empress of Mankind. Neve and Tash talk about the latter's identity. I think it's safe to say this game is extremely woke, is as petty, is a pretty safe bet. Also, I told you so. So there's a screenshot right there. It says, some of my friends in Minrathos talk about not feeling comfortable in their own skin. As a man, as a woman, and there it goes on from there. For anyone still on the fence about what I mean when I say the game is woke, and I will let you, what? For anyone still on the fence about what I mean when I say the game is woke, and it will let you know at every single turn, having diverse characters is not being woke, having fantasy characters use modern-day language is being woke. You know what? I actually 100% agree. I don't even care if there's like a gay character in a medieval fantasy story. I care if in the middle of the medieval fantasy story, the gay character goes, you're using your heteronormative sexist propaganda to push me down. Like that right there, that's just bull. You know, of course there were gay people in history. Of course there were people of different ethnicities in vast majority white and vast majority black and vast majority Asian countries who don't match the skin tone or the appearance of other people. Of course that happened. 100%. That's not the argument. The argument is that you're using a bunch of modern day weird gender, stupid language that doesn't make any sense. And you're putting it into a medieval fantasy story. The game also has an option while building your character to give them top scars to indicate that they are transgender, because obviously a world of dragons, magic, and medieval-style villages would have gender transition surgery. Breaking: Dragon Age the Veilguard character customization features have been revealed. You can call yourself a Lamborghini and choose they, them, non-binary pronouns. That's not all. Players can now customize female characters' chests and add top surgery scars. Oh my gosh, dude, this is so ridiculous. BioWare is dead and the shills have killed it. Dear Lord, saying that fantasy characters are not comfortable as either sex is ridiculous enough, but Dragon Age the Veilguard goes so far as to have someone say they're non-binary and declare alternative pronouns, plus include gender transition surgery scars. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, As From Heel versus Babyface. Day one purchase. Current day. It's so annoying. It's too much. The Veilguard is Corinne Bush. So the director of Veilguard, Dragon Age the Veilguard, is Corinne Bush, a queer trans woman who called the Dragon Age games inherently queer and a place where LGBT ABs F9497 folks can see people like themselves. What the heck? So, oh my gosh. Alright, Stuttering Craig. My retail insider says physical copies are not better between both the gold and standard editions. They're 800 plus stores. They have just under 2,000 pre-orders between PS5 and Xbox. Goodness gracious. 1957. That's how many sales are waiting to be purchased by people or have been pre-ordered. Nobody wanted to buy Dragon Age: The Veilguard even before these screenshots came out. What do you think the Steam numbers will look like once gamers who haven't seen these reports get to the non-binary scene? I think they'll drop like a rock from their likely low starting point because, again, people are getting sick of this. Absolutely. People keep pushing this garbage into every single aspect of modern entertainment, and it's not doing anything. It keeps losing them money. Nobody wants to see this woke BS in their stories anymore. It's gotten old, it's gotten boring, it's gotten ridiculous, to the point of actually being able to take you out of complete and total fantasy lands by the fantasy that people have that they can be a different gender. It's a fantasy that, because of its absurdity, takes people out of other fantasy. It is so nonsensical that applying these real-world garbage fantasy beliefs that a man can be a woman or a woman can be a man or that you're non-binary or whatever other bullcrap there is, it's such a fantasy within the real world that when you put it into a fictional story, people are fed up with it. No one's buying this anymore. And the market that you're aiming for doesn't have the money to buy it either. To every single games developer, movie producer, book writer, storyteller, TV writer, showrunner, to every single person in mainstream media, if you want your industry to survive a massive collapse based not off of economic downfall, but instead based off of absolute rejection of idiotic propaganda and sexual propaganda, political propaganda, all of it. If you want to survive the absolute rejection of that, then you have to go back to the basics. Writing stories that don't focus on propagandizing anything and are specifically only told for the purpose of conveying a fun and intelligent, well-crafted, good story. One that actually relies on telling a story about good versus evil, not everything's in the subjective, and if you're a straight white guy, you're the devil, okay? Get over that. That's done. That's out. Nobody wants it. Go back to telling stories that people actually like, and if you have a hard time figuring out which ones people like, just go back about 50 years, and you'll see from about 50 years ago to about 20 years ago, the stories that people actually enjoyed, because they're the ones that had the most box office return. Okay? And don't take the wrong message from them. Don't take the wrong message from the comic book sales or from the box office return or from the video game sales and say, oh, we just need cameos, or we just need to throw in this character because that's a signifier that they like this black character in this story, or they like this gay character in this story, or they like this female character in this story. No. Look at the reasons why people like them. It's not the surface level sex and ethnicity that everyone's going for. It's actually the crafting of the story and the careful attention to detail in telling the story, going from point A to point B in a because therefore scenario, not an and then writing method. The and then writing method is the exact same writing method that is always used with all of these woke storytellers. It's the same exact storytelling method. It's not a because therefore, it is a and then, and then, and then. And I can make a video on the because therefore versus the and then storytelling method. In fact, I think I might just do that. But as for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.